We're online, ready to fire away. A digital breeze from cybernet seas. We may not make it out of the bay. Just unwind, it doesn't matter anyway. Try not to freeze or throw away the keys. The predator is now the prey. Things could be different. Things could be alright. Things could be innocent when dark becomes light. We're online, ready to fire away. Powered by a dream, connected to a screen. The revo's in 4K. When dark becomes light, we're online, ready to fire away. Powered by a dream, connected to a screen. The revo's in 4K.
Boys, how y'all doing? Johnny, I'm so sorry to hear that. How come, my guy? What, just are we done with this season? Are we done with everything this week? Because I knew at some point it was gonna happen, right? How are you doing, my man? Are you sure? I'm gonna try to hold him, man. I will say this, without you helping out last week, it was a little hard for us to get a group together. I'm not gonna lie. However, I'm still gonna try to see if we can put one up together. Anyway, what's up, reviews? How you doing, my man? Boys, we are going to be back for 5V5 1v1s today. This time over in the EU, going through stuff, not in the mood. I hope things get better, my man. Take it easy, take care of yourself. You know, sometimes we just need to do that. So honestly, I get it. To some degree, I do get it. Let me get the groups up and running here in a second though, boys. Probably loud, ain't it? It's a little loud. Alrighty. Groups are live. We're gonna be listening under Molten Core. I hate how I don't have Molten Core brought up as like an easy raid, which is super lame. But the groups are up right now. Nasmershka, my man, how you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good one. Gonna be getting groups together right now. I will need somebody to be a lead over on the other team. If you know how to make groups and stuff, go ahead for it, man. Go ahead for it if that's what you want to do. If you want to be a lead, that will be helpful, very helpful. What's up, Jake? How you doing, my guy? How's that Pokemon grind going? Gossy, how you doing, my man? Welcome, welcome. You having a good one. Let me see if Anissa wants to join in. Hey, man, want to join 5V5 Duels? Getting groups together right now. Curdy is in. Nasmershka, okay. We're getting the squad together for the first one. Can't wait for the dual wield survival. Same, dude, same. I honestly feel like they could have just like hot fixed dual wield survival into the game. It's not like they're changing the mechanics. You know what I mean? They're just letting him wield multiple types of weapons. So, you know, whatever we want to do. Hey, Azure. Wanna join 5V5 Duels, friend? Yes. Yes. Yes, he can. Of course, of course. Of course, friend, of course. Danduin, hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels? BG every second now. So what? Finish BG every second now. Okay. So it looks like Anisted is bringing a buddy. So it's going to be Anisted +1, and it's going to just throw him into this group or the other one. Hey, Duels tonight? What's up, Curdy? Hope you're having a good one. Already finished the challenge run now? Wait, already fully finished doing the challenge with Pokemon? Is that what it is? I heard that game is like 20 hours, man. Invite. Okay, so I'll get Anisted into this group, and I'll get his buddy in here as well. Convert this to raid so we can invite him, and then I'll get we'll invite in a sec, and I'll get Jayhawk in here as well, dude. What's going on with my left shoulder chest part? It's like it popped out of place. Trying to like maneuver it. It pops. Especially because Legend is really good. Definitely very good. Hey, Duels tonight? Getting groups together right now. Lowe's Pala, is that the guy that's invited? Is that we're getting Min? Let me double check with him real quick. Oh, okay. All good. We'll get Lowe's Pala for this team, and then we'll get Jay over on the other team. Getting second group together, boys. Where's Rick? I'm gonna make Nesmushka lead. You don't mind being lead, Nesmushka, do you? You basically get to play every single match, and just let me know if the team ever falls apart, and then I'll help out. Molten and Core. Here we go. Here we go. Chill with German. Okay. Okay. Look at YouTube. Sounds good. Killer Quinn. Oh, Killer Quinn. Okay, cool. I'm really bad at that name. For some reason, I was like, Kirill? Corel? It's like, Hal, can you read for 2 seconds? I'm sorry. Hey, Duels. Get Sai in here potentially. Nesmushka is in. I like how his name is actually Nasmushka. It's actually written out like in English. The combination of letters, it does really roll off the tongue super well. I want to see Nasmushka and WordSat. Dude, that'd be so good. Yeah, I would love to see NA and you play against each other. The problem is Blizzard locks his way, region based, so that's unfortunate. Manetha, wanna join the girlfriend? Oh, that's Rest in Hell? I didn't realize that's Rest in Hell. Okay, Rest in Hell is in. Killer Quinn? I shouldn't have said anything. I feel like I probably shouldn't have said anything. You know what I mean? Hey, Oscar, wanna join 5V5 Duels friend? Double check with him real quick. Yo, Duels? About to make a hell of a team here. A stacked team. Hey, wanna join 5V5 Duels? Bayek? Yo, is he wanna join in? I'm up. Yo, get him in here, man. Get him in here. Let's go. So with him, we'll just need +1. And it'll be set. Or no, Bayek said declines the invitation. Never mind. Okay. Good luck. Can do 1 round. Okay, 1 round and we get him in. That's all we can do is 1 round with him. That's okay. I will need to make this a raid and I'll need a +1 still. And I'll listen to scroll down a second. So we'll have Riptides only for a round, unfortunately. Some Ogasi. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Quick invite, but it doesn't seem like I got in. Trying again. Nice. And we're in. Young Jay, I'm gonna make a lead. Let me double check. And we'll get Saya after his blitz round. Sweet. Gonna make you lead. I'm gonna make Jay lead. Cool. Young Jay. The young buck. Young buckaroo. Hater match. Nasmushka and Young J 5 the grand 1 should hopefully work. You go DH or special link glide 2 minutes later. Get after DH. What do you mean? Hold on. What are you talking about? I'm looking character the same things to download, so I am. That helps me. Taco of the rip. Okay. I think it's domain, right? We're gonna try it again. Flashbang off the rip for the 20 bones. I gotta. He paid me. I have to now. For 20 bones? Yeah. Holy. I'm gonna try it again. They sent the in the grand, that didn't go through, so we can do domain. Imperial domain, I'm pretty sure, right? Yes, flashbang. Yeah. Okay. Let me double check what this Smurshka was going on. No, Smurshka. Team ready? Or yeah, double check it with this Smurshka if the team is all good to go. Or if it's all scuffed. Try to figure it out. Ready, beautiful. Okay, domain. Try it again. Trying it again. Did I message? There it is. Off the bat, flashbang, boys. You can thank Taco for this one. You can thank Taco for this one. Wake up, EU. There it is, baby. Oh, it's so bright and beautiful. Oh, it is bright as hell. Like, you would think they would add like a void version of this arena or something, right? Like a darker, dimmer version. Maybe like a sunset instead of like constant like daytime. Holy, switch. Got ourselves Gossagry over the team 1 on the Hunter. I like this look. I like how like the normal original Night Owls can go for like a bandana look. I kind of like that, unless it's a cosmetic. Pretty sure it's like just the original normal customization, right? Yeah, pretty sure. I like that. We got Curdy over here as a shadow priest. We got Lowe's Pala, this Meshka, as well as WFN with Bayek over for the team 2 Aloe. We got ourselves Killer. We got ourselves Young J, as well as Wind Fury Bot is in for at least one round. But hopefully we'll actually get a proper chance to play. Now, this arena is going to toss you out eventually, so you will just have to like hang out by the stairs. Yeah. Once you like come down, you would just have to chill by the stairs. That's about all we can do. This is the weird part about this arena. Is it Curdy or Lowe's Pala first? I think they'll both try to figure it out. It looks like Lowe's Pala is sticking his, staying in and keeping his, spot. Getting hit with a flurry immediately by Young, who's got himself Blizzard on one side. Frozen Orb does not connect from the other end, unfortunately. Got himself a little bit of that, Ring of Frost. I can after this match. Yeah. I can definitely get Saya in after this match. It's going to be a trinket out of Lowe's Pala really early on. Young J does have icy veins, but it's going to be Pala backing up out of there, just letting the Dawn Light melt him little by little. And that's probably the best way to go about it as a Paladino versus the mage in particular. Trying to hit him with a blind does not connect, unfortunately. It's going to be a full stun. Lowe's Pala might just have to bubble this potentially. No, actually, Shield of Vengeance with the wall is going to be just fine. Does go for the Spell Warden at the end of it anyway. She's not power out for Young. We'll have to wait out until Spell Warden is gone. For Lowe's Pala, this is an opportunity to at least push in some pressure, push in some damage. It's going to go for a knockback. Does throw in the hammers. Frozen Orb, unfortunately, will not connect. The Blizzards will slow down Lowe's Pala even a little. For Young J, he's going to have to be very, very careful with that Dawn Light. Does not have a blink, is going to be blocked. He has 2 immune, so you might as well use him. That's a trade within Lowe's Pala using his Spell Warden. And Young now using his block, so now you have a second block for the bubble. So you should be mostly, I think, okay. At least I think you should be okay. I wouldn't feel super like... I feel like you should be just fine. You should be okay, unless some other Pally just turns around and just questions you with just a giga damn. I think it mostly is going to be okay. Stun available for Young is not going to go for the stun. Dropping down Meteor. Flurry's down to make sure things are critting. You get into those shatter bonuses. Try to stay away from Lowe's Pala, who is going to send at least one Dawnlight into himself. Spike around the corner does not get sent. Ultra time around the corner though. Maybe just go in and stun. Looks like he's starting to set up a stun. He's just going to rush him. It's going to be a blink to get out of that stun. He will not be able to go for lockdown until Lowe's Pala fully. It's going to be Wake of Ashes. Trying to see if he can get those Dawn Lights rolling into Young, if he can help. It is going to get at least one go. He needs to get a second one to extend that dodge duration for Young. Oh, he's got his shields right now in order to keep himself afloat here. Frozen Orb unfortunately does not quite connect. Massive hit by the Paladin out of left field. I actually thought that this would be an opportunity for the mage to potentially take some damage, but a bubble, well, ice block expected. But then the pally just came out of left field with some giga damn bubbles out Bayek immediately. Are you a herald? Might be a herald. Is gonna go for a Searing Glare, trying to see if he can stay aggressive. But Lone Speller, that aggressive use of bubble is gonna land himself a stun full damage over to Bayek with a Searing Glare, so Bayek can't even go counter offensive. All you can do pop shield the defenses. And then trying to see if he can maybe lift Shield of Vengeance. Shield of Defenses. Why did my brain jump to Shield of Defenses? It is a defensive shield. Layering hands out for Lone Spalla with a layering hands for Bayek. I think Bayek may just be looking for a bubble here. Potentially Lone Spalla will need survivability. He's not in a great spot. Don't let on him. He just got to stay away from Bayek. But Bayek, he's got himself the short, stout feet of a dwarf rushing over to him. He might not have the biggest of stature, but he's definitely got the paladin's heart to chase after the target until the bitter end. Look at that, we can actually see something. What do you mean? Hold on, is my shirt that dark? For like on the grand. Silence on a Bayek does go for the bubble for Curdy. That's an okay situation. He's actually feeling kind of okay. He's looking for a bit of the flash of light. Bayek with a full first aid available behind the pillar. That pet is going to interrupt him though. And those tentacles are not gonna let him get an easy reset. Curtis still has himself a big reset in case he needs it. Don't VE early on does let him at least keep up with Bayek, but the damage he puts out is huge. He is a Void Weaver, right? Stun will not be able to break out of it immediately. Searing Glare to follow up. Curdy is going to go for a quick fade. We'll need to find a way to get past Bayek. Fear to follow. Get himself a little bit of healing. Does get interrupted on Holy. Has access to Shadow Disperse in case he needs to. There goes Disperse. For Bayek right now, the best thing he can do right now is just to put in pressure to Curdy. Does go for a stun. Mind game so Bayek can't even go super defensive. Shield of Edits to keep himself alive for a little bit here. Silence to follow up. Curdy getting kind of low on health. Fade for a quick second. Dropping more DPs into Bayek. Big Rift. Shadow Crash as he gets hit with a stun. Wake of Ashes by the Paladin, looking like he's gonna go for a bit of recovery, and Bayek does end up just fighting through it tooth and nail to the very bitter end. But I think he's actually at a point where he has nothing left for anybody else. A WFN, I feel like he's going to be in a fantastic spot. He is giving Bayek at least an opportunity to get himself a bit of a reset, a bit of an honorable match. However, the Paladin just left with not a single way to stop any of the rogue's damage. Pre-cloak in case Bayek has a Hodge or anything and does end up wiping him out fairly quickly. From there on, Wind Fury Bot is up next as an enhancement, Shemancement. Root Totem around the corner. I feel like that Root Totem should have definitely connected with the Rogue. It did hit him exactly where he was. I was trying to see, like, maybe I rooted him. Maybe he's just still in stealth while rooted, potentially. It's going to be a cheap shot opener. If you can disrupt any opener, any damage by the Rogue, that would be helpful. Hex does get a juke out. Vanish out for the Rogue is looking to maybe potentially pick up another set of eyes into a Darker and Racial, which actually makes it so that he cannot trinket anything for a while. Walling this off. Sunder into WFN with a full stun. Big Ascend. He doesn't have an out. I think for the Rogue, it's just lights. Blind to follow. Unfortunately, Wind Fury does not have a way to break out of the blind. But the Earth Elemental together with the Wolves, keeping him healthy, or keeping the Rogue at least in combat. Wind Fury Bot keeping himself healthy. Does go for the zaps. Knock back on the Rogue. The Rogue cannot go for a vanish. Smoke bomb for a moment. I don't know if you can just reset up a totem again. Or like a move a root totem. Lasso instead. Just gonna wait. Just gonna wait it out and maybe potentially get enough damage. Does get hit with a disarm, but he doesn't really need weapons being an enhancement shaman. Lightning bolts, as long as he can send more bolts, he's gonna be a-okay. Does not have to break out of that stone too early. Just turns around and hits him with a quick storm strike, taking him out. So tired of enhancement? What do you mean tired of enhancement? I feel like we barely have enhancement shamans in these duels, man. Barely. Sap out for Nasmushka. Actually, I guess with Sabo, we have been seeing him a little bit more regularly, but like, there's no way you're like, you know what, enhancement, the most OP class in duels. So tired of seeing him. I feel like this still struggle, because look at Wind Fury Bot. If you don't have an easy trinket, he actually chooses not to trinket here. He chooses to see if he can survive the Rogue's go. Through Shadow Blades and everything, Bulwark Totem barely giving him any help to work with. Rooting him out, just try to keep the Rogue at bay. The Rogue knows he's in a great spot. Wind Fury trying to catch up a little bit of health. Nasmushka is going to get stun locked completely. The more range damage you can do to the Rogue, the better. He is going to have to probably wall Trinket immediately the first go by the Rogue. Potentially just a full Trinket go. Trinkets it. Does wall. The Rogue looking to back himself out of there. As soon as he got anything out of Wind Fury, backing himself out. And should be mostly okay. I really want to see what Fury try to possibly fight from one road to the next, because I don't think we've had shamans do that. We had shamans beat a red pally, which was incredible. Nasperska does get hit with a primordial blind, setting himself up for a kid. The shot does get knocked, catching himself with a quick step. For Wind Fury, he does have the Dark and Rachel. Maybe that'll be the play. Lightning Lasso does not have a lot of health. Zap once, picking up a little bit of health. Big Ascent, doesn't have anything to work with. Massive Tempest picks up a little bit of health. Especially catch himself a reset behind the pillar. If the rogue goes back in, Wind Fury is in a rough spot. Eyes are available. He will need to go to the far side. He wants to pick up any survivability. He doesn't have anything at all. Dark and Rachel to remove any dots. He has nothing. All he can do is maybe knock back onto this Mushka. Walked away for a second. Needs to find a way to knock him. Does he have a knock? I don't think he does. Cheap shot, secret technique. It's over. It's over. As much as was there a gong? Wait, does this arena send out a gong anytime someone dies? I swear I heard a gong just now. I know we had music playing in the background, but I swear I heard a gong. Elo's up next down onto Nasperska. Doesn't go for a trinket. Breaking past the stun lock by the rogue from Nasperska. He's just looking for a full reset around the pillar. If he can land one into a glaives getting thrown in, slows the rogue's approach. Elo's still kind of low on health. Next stun lock and it might be dead. Nasperska sees himself a good proper stun. Fear into a hunt. Cheap shot. I think it's over for Elo. I think it's over. It's just over. It's just over. And Killer is the last one left over for the team too. I kind of like that combo of the weapons you have with the the sparklers. The sparklers. Kind of like the, I think I just like that holy looking warglaive, and like kind of matches it sorta, because it has a bit of this yellow going on. Maybe could have done holy fire too from the season, was it 2? Full cheap shot. Is it just over for Killer? The Smirshka, the rogue, is just out here slaughtering them all. Back to back trinkets with advantage for Killer. He has a trinket, but is it going to help him? Stuns the Smirshka. Does go for a bit of that sigil of spite to get some resources off of him. The Smirshka is just going to go for a reset. The Demon Hunter trying not to let him get any setup whatsoever. Disarm for a moment. Metamorphosis right after. Does he have a stun? He'll be able to trinket it. Stun to the Smirshka. Killer needs to be extra careful here. Big blade dance into a full takeout on the rogue. I feel like I was waiting for a rogue, got a single stun, it was over. Gassy Hunt not charging out, and Killer immediately is going to go for a coordinated assault. Trinket darkness down for Killer. Try to see if he can do as much damage as he can, standing in the darkness for a chance that it might end up avoiding some of the attacks from Gassy. Does end up rushing past the trap into the prison. Does get a trinket out of Gassy though. If you could wait him out. Short stun. You have a second stun. We have a second stun. This could be deadly. Big cleave available. Massive cleave. Gossip may need to go for a turtle. Flying up in the air. Is it going to be enough? Lance does connect, but he barely survives it. If he pokes out, it's over. If it pokes out, it is over. Binding shot won't even stop him either. Killer just needs to make sure he's okay. He needs to make sure his backflip is perfect. Backflip into a stun and do some range damage, and you'll be fine. Literally just going to take out the pet. He does meld it. It's over. Holy! I'm actually surprised. I thought the rogue was gonna take it, but he narrowly, barely does survive. I love how close it gets with demon hunters in particular when they duel. Let's get this another one going, boys. Yeah, one más. We're gonna need Nasmershka to see if he's got a group ready. Checking if group is ready. Because somebody, I think Bot did say he'll play 1. I don't know if he's down to keep playing. But we'll double check. And Jayhawk. Double checking if ready. If you guys need more bodies, do let me know, and then you can pop me an invite. Cool. So it looks like both teams are still good to go. We'll do a grand. Wait. Okay, decline. Okay, Jayhawk is gonna need a +1. We need a +1. Who wants to join? I'm gonna list it back up under Molten Core. Molten Core. 5V5 1v1 Duels. I'm also post in chat if you guys want to join us. This is good to have that pin ready. I probably should have the pin posted way earlier. Saya, I feel like that's a lot of Pally on one team, but we'll pick up Saya. We'll pick up Saya. I think we're just getting to the point where there's too many Paladins on one team. Like 2 is probably a lot, but yeah. But at least we have a Pally on each team. So worst to worst, we could like, if we lose a pally in one team, we always will have like a pally each. And Bayek and Saya, having them both on the separate teams would probably be a good idea too, because they're pretty close. They're like matched up against each other. So they're bound to come back later so I can FF. What does that mean? Forfeit? We'll probably be out after this one. Okay. Noted. Sounds good. Fast forward. Wait, fast forward the duel? This goes double pala? That's criminal. Why don't you just hang out, man? Give me a view. Just hang out. Just chill. See what happens. Because look, Pally's got nerfed, okay? Pally's get nerfed, right? And enhanced, obviously overpowered, right? Yeah, exactly. PvP has always been melee meta for way too long. I mean, enhanced versus Ellie. What? Isn't Ellie much better than enhanced? I'm sorry, what? Isn't Ellie crushing it in PvP for like a while now? Just blast people? Crazy. Wait, your face isn't that good? True and real. We got ourselves bike over for that team too. I love that mount. I hate how pixelated it is when you really zoom in, but I like that toilet bowl mount. They're so good. And I say toilet bowl from like, I'd say that I like the mount. I'm not saying it to demean it or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it because it's bad. I actually like it. Is it Elo first? Looks like it is Elo. Just roaring out here with Curdy gonna be up first. Demon Hunter versus Shadow Priest? I feel like Demon Hunter wins just on raw damage alone, but Shadow Priest actually has really good survivability versus DH. Is going to catch Elo with a Rift, try to go for a melt to disrupt the full channel, is going to be able to do so. Fade does not connect, I don't think, for that hunt. It is going to be Curdy trying to see if he can back out of there. That pet is in play though. Sigil of Fear on to Curdy. Could go for Undead Rachel. I don't think he wants to. Maybe look at her disperse potentially here. Does go for a bit of the Despair. Maybe just self-heal. There's going to be a lot of damage out of Elo. I think he just got to run. He's trying to see if he can fight Elo 1-1, but the DPS race, I don't think he can win it. When a Demon Hunter flies in the air, they're literally the hardest hitting range class in the game. That Fell Lance does way too much damage. Thunder to Curdy. Fear onto Elo. Gas of a Trinket with one more sigils. Going to be yet another Rift available. Curdy with a quick. It's actually going to be Elo with a full CC. Actually, full heal. With immunity. Does not get that much of a heal though. That Rift still exploded for a ton, and that Rift, that volley with Killer gonna be up next, trying to see if he can land a hunt. Cannibalized around the corner, landing a kick but not connected. It is gonna be a quick juke out for Curdy. Will need to go for some cooldowns here. Gonna be a full void volley. Silence onto a Killer, which is actually huge. Curdy needs some kind of survivability. Big void sword. May still need to go for a disperse. Does go for disperse. So he's got himself the most amount of recovery. Killer also get himself quite a bit of recovery, taking whatever soul fragments he can out of Curdy. Trying to peel him off little by little. DP out for Curdy. Lots of damage by the DH and just way too much pressure for a Shadow Priest to deal with now that they've just used their biggest defensive. Stun onto a WFN. Pre-darknessing it. And that's going to be evasion by the Rogue. Killer just trying to use whatever spells he can. Then will bypass evasion. Ivan will connect. Whatever you can, that will connect is going to be huge. Trying to keep whatever bleeds he can onto the Rogue. Will need a lot of recovery though. Is going to go for a full immunity. Question is, can you go for bandages real quick? Because WFN will not have a trinket, so maybe there's something you can make work off of here. Is going to pick up a little bit of health. Big blade dance, cheap shot into a trinket right after Killer. Yet another stun right after. WFN needs just a little bit more damage flying up in the air. The Rogue knows not to mess with it. Look at the one lands. One lands did a huge chunk to Rogue's health. Trying to recover it as best as he can. But it's going to be Killer. Trying to stay up in the air as best as possible. Sigil Spite. Picking up a lot of souls here. Hopefully picking up a lot of healing. Cloak of Shadows for the Rogue. Does break out of it with a disarm. Into a stun. Does he have the damage? Second stun, he was a cloak, unfortunately. The Rogue was fully cloaked. So you can stun the Rogue while they are cloaked, but you can't I-beam. Got it. Got it, Blizzard. Killer just tried to see if he can stay up in midair. Big slashes on WFN. Does he have enough CC? He just needed to wait a little bit longer until the stuns were back, until the DRs were gone. He was just trying to buy himself whatever time he could. Just waiting. But it's just crazy how long that Rogue lasted either way. Massive dots onto Killer. Huge burst by the Paladino, and the shield of it is popping as one took him out. Unfortunate with Saya going to be up next. Souls Palette has literally everything available. Somehow that stun does not break him out of adaptation. Immediate shrink out of Saya. Even though he did have a spell warden or Saint. Wait, what is happening? Souls Palette just got a stood there and took it. I am not sure what happened. Did he just not want to fight Saya? Possibly? Bayek and Saya? Yo, seriously. We should maybe separate Bayek and Saya, but Bayek said he's probably going to be popping off here in a bit, so we'll have to swap in somebody for him. So then we won't have too many palas. But yeah. Hey, at least each team has a paladin, right? It's fair, right? Regenerating now for Saya. Gossi is playing the marksmanship this time around. You'll need to be extra careful when a Saya is out and about to slow him, stun him, control him as best as you can. And Saya is out in the open, out in the middle. Did he? Because he knows either Gossi is camoed or he is melded. Finding shot, avoiding completely. Just avoiding that shot altogether. He's just actually just gonna wait it until he can get closer to Gossi. Gossi going behind the pillar does give Saya an opportunity to rush in, but you know there's gonna be traps around the corner. If you can be very, very careful to avoid them. Does get a dot with a slow into Gossi. Gossi backing away from the pillar, so there's a good chance there's no traps waiting for Saya. Does get himself a bit of damage, stun from a distance. Saya taking a little bit of hits, but he got himself the Dawn Knight dot onto Gossi. He doesn't even need to get up in melee. He just needs to find a way to disrupt Gossi when he can and keep the Dawn Light melted him, because that Dawn Light is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Actually, all the heavy lifting, pretty sure, right? Saya just continued to add a little bit of pressure on top of Gossi. As long as he's not rushing Gossi, you just saw him throw down a couple of traps. He more or less, if you can be very, very careful to remember where those traps more or less were, he's going to be okay. Look at him. He's not trying to get a melee. He's just trying to get an angle to land yet another Dawn Light on it, but he's not really trying to get a melee. That's all he needs. Binding shot. Gossi. Try to see if he can walk out of it. Gossi, I think he's just dead. Is there still dots on you? What is dot on you? Camo, you're clean. I think he avoided a big final wreck. But Saya picking up the eye, he's gonna see ya. He's gonna see ya. He didn't see you. You're still alive. Okay, now he knows where you are, right? Now he knows where you are. He's in trap. Avoids it completely. Just sees a bit of a hit. Gossi definitely needs to maximize our range. Whatever range you got versus Saya, that's gonna be helpful. He got procs, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Yeah, with that Dawn Light, it is over. Nesmershka is the last one left all for the team one. Absolutely. So it's going to be down to Nesmershka to try to see if he can fight the double pallet and the mages. Messiah instantly stunning Nesmershka before he can really get himself a proper opener. That is the worst situation you could be in as a rogue, because this paladin now got a Dawn Light on you. He's got a lot of sustained damage rolling on you, puts you in a rougher spot, potentially forces you to use cooldowns a lot earlier. There goes yet another full fresh Dawn Light onto this Bershka, blind to catch a reset, but unless you combine it together with a vanish, which you may need to, you may just need to vanish it. Yet another Dawn Light. I think Cloak and Vanish maybe at this point. Cloak and Vanish into a Shadow Strike. Potentially try to see if he can get himself a turnaround. Blessing is taken out for Saya with a stun. Trigger to follow, but a shield of Venice is on you. It is over. It is done. Even Saya knows it is done. Holy. Saya back in with 3. That is so rough, man. That is so rough. They did nerf Dawn Light quite a decent bit, but it still does a lot of damage. Like, if you're playing for that long-term sustain and keep that dot rolling, it is still very impactful, isn't it? Let's get us another going, boys, yeah? Nesmershka and Jay, let me know when either one of you are ready, or if you guys need more bodies. Like, let's put me on real ID, so I could, like, join up. Or, yeah, toss me an invite. That works, too. Here we go. Nesmershka is going to need a +2. Okay. Pass me lead, and I'll take care of everything. Everything. Molten core. Beautiful. And 5V5 1v1 DUELS. If y'all want to join in, more than welcome to. More than welcome to. GG's. So we'll need a couple more here. Yeah, get your friends in here, man. Get your friends in here. Looks like he's getting Gossagri in here. Gossagri declines invitation, unfortunately. Gossagri does sign up himself, so that's fortunate. Yep, Gossagri is in. We'll need a +1 for this team, and we'll be good to go. Jay, also let me know how is the team doing. If you need more bodies, or if you're chilling. We got Dan. I don't think Dan ever responded back to me, unfortunately. but maybe we'll still get him. Chillax Metsu is on NA. I wonder if he's gonna be on tomorrow. Roween. I don't think Roween joins these. Cylon I know doesn't. Tasty's been. I feel like every time I message Tasty, I haven't been able to get a contact with the guy. No way, XD. Dude, yeah, those studs as soon as you get an opener is brutal. Brutal. Nice. Hell yeah. Looks like Rick is still doing his thing, right? If we get a chance to steal away Rick, I would love to. I would love to. Alright, who else can I invite, man? Yo. What's up? Need one? Okay, I'm helping the other team for now. Double face? Parody? Yeah, more than welcome to, man. If you want to invite a friend. Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, get him in there. I'm out in so many Paladins you offer games. Hey man, more than welcome to. If you want to hop on an alt, man, you're also more than welcome to hang out. More than welcome to. Alright, that's Moshka. I got you. I'm a Saya lead. Beautiful. Where's Saya? Embriaz. Need more? Here we go. Who else can I invite, man? Does MMO want to join? Saya lead. Yeah, pass me lead and I'll get it queued up. And all that. Beautiful. Hate how they made it so that multicore does not show up as my very first raid. Kinda lame, honestly. Kinda lame if you ask me. Does Axe join these? Don't remember. Ben is in the dungeon. Johnny is doing his thing. K-Scale? Let's see if K-Scale wants to join. I'm gonna ask him anyway. See if MMO is down for it. Even get a +1 in here. Level 15. This is what I handle my artifact weapon. Just handing in my artifact weapon. Oh, like on a new character. What's your XP buff right now? Because I'm at that 200 range, but I'm assuming you're a lot higher. Because there was somebody that apparently was able to level from 10, because you started level 10, to like 80 in 23 minutes. 340. That is crazy. That is crazy high. That's nuts. Wow. So yeah, if you don't have all of your alts, all your classes set up for midnight, now would be a great time to just like level through them, huh? My UI a little bug. Side lead if it's possible. Okay, I will. I can. I'm pretty sure I'm in your team. Yeah. All good. We just need a +1 and we'll be good to go. Hey. Axe. Wanna join 5V5 Duels? See if Axe may be able to join in. Anasted, I think he was in, but I think he's bowing for now for the time. I'm pretty sure Corner I didn't hit him up. Yeah, in a buzz cube. Yeah, you do your thing then. Do your thing, my guy. So we still need an uno mas. Maybe Kodako? Okay, so the axe guy is Shaboshi. He said he's just gonna be doing arena for now. Good for you, my man. You do your thing. We'll still need an extra one though. Roween. I'll ask Roween to zero Tiger's Peak. Because maybe. Should I reach out to Tasty, dude? Should I just ask? I feel like I should, right? I feel like I should. Just waiting for the next phase so I do raids against our Gera Lightforge. Yeah, we need 2 more phases, unfortunately. Next one is going to give us 2 more Sargeras, and then it's going to be Antorus. I feel like both raids are going to fall over, because like Nighthold fell over really quick. And imagine like we'll probably be like at least 300 AP weapon points by the time 2 more Sargeras rolls around. I feel like some people are going to be between 300 and 400, and we're going to be close to like 700 by the time Antorus comes around, honestly. Alright, baby, it's also worth a bit of farm. Yeah. Yeah, no, what is it? Tashelak, you mean, right? Know what you're talking about? I'm pretty sure if you do like a normal run and a heroic run and a mythic run, you'll basically be able to afford the Tashelak weapon. Kind of done with remix perma grinding, might just do daily runs. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not really grinding in remix as much. I'm just making sure to get all my quests done and try to make sure I got my raids done. That's kind of what I've been doing for a while, though. Oh, that's Tasty, man. We haven't had Tasty in these in so long. See, maybe Zakari. See if we'll be down for it. Scour through whatever BNet friends I have to see if we can get anybody and everybody. We also need... we haven't had Telrion on these in a while. That, or if Rick gets done with his dual tournament thing, maybe we can have Rick join back in, potentially. But we're looking for a +1. So if you guys got any homies you want to invite, by the way, you're more than welcome to. Would definitely help me out greatly. Normally we have my boy Johnny. You know what we haven't had in these in a while too? Plush. I wonder if that guy's doing okay. I should have touched a depth for 600 mil and then a burst for 200 mil. That's crazy good. That's crazy good. Yeah. I definitely feel like I should have been doing more of those grinds for the AP stuff, but I'm like at 200 points, so I'm like, eh. I feel like if I just log into do my daily stuff and emissaries and the world boss and things like that, plus we'll get more knowledge over time anyway. So I feel like as long as I'm doing my daily raids, at least some mythic, because I feel like normal and heroic are just like less valuable now that I'm basically best in slot. I finally also got my neck that gives me like the perfect ability too. And I looked at some of the other rep paladins and copied their gear. They're basically not going for half season gear. They're just going for like most amount of fell damage. I got the right trinkets too as the best pally right now. That's like top charge, Mythic Plus. And I got exactly the same gear as him. Except he has more speed, but I have like avoidance and leech on my gear. So I have better defenses actually. So I'm really happy. You not doing good while sleeping? I mean, we're getting a couple of games here and there, yeah? I feel like with Remix ended being like basically end of the season. Like, it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. Plus, it also kind of goes back and forth. Sometimes EU is chilling while NA is active, and then other times NA is chilling, but EU is very active. It's been going back and forth. I feel like NA have been very active recently. But yeah. Jerks, you can fill up the last spot if you wanted to, man. If you wanna. And I'll just keep scouring through my BNet. But we need one more. Actually... I'll see if Judy's around. Because Judy normally comes in with like a friend or two. Hey, it's serious? Is it a rogue? Yo. Chills, my man. I think I've never seen Chills in a rogue, dude. Let's see if maybe Naz wants to join in. Let me ask him. Some people I have listed as PvE, but I've noticed them hanging out in PvP stuff more regularly. So it's like, I might as well ask, you know what I mean? I might as well ask. But yeah. Yeah, with the remix, I'm probably just also going to be like, just... I wish it grinded, but I think at this point, it just like... Log... What is it? Raid login is probably fine too. Play German people RBG. Like actual RBG or like BG Blitz? That's pretty awesome if it's actual proper RBG. Oh, Jake, I meant to ask you. I saw that apparently there's gonna be like more events for Diablo. It looks like what's the newest event? Okay, no, that's just the Diablo trade website is getting updated. But is there supposed to be like some kind of like an EXP buff? I saw it the other day, but I don't remember. 710 Oh, actual RBG. Okay. Dude, I haven't done an actual RBG in so long, man. I think last time it was during Shadowlands. We're just doing it as like a almost like a random BG just for easy like capping, conquest caps. I think it's the last time I actually done it. If there's an XP boost, you could boost you in 5 minutes. I know you could, but like I'm just wondering if there's like any kind of a boost for like. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I was for some reason I had a mindset of like I'm still playing in Diablo, but then I was like, isn't there a boost? And I'm thinking in my head like, wait, I'm not playing Sork anymore. For some reason, mentally I was just like still Sork brain. But I was like, oh wait, yeah, no, I played Necromancer. I was pretty much done with Necro, wasn't I? Pretty sure. We're just wondering if there's one. RBG is still alive? I'm actually wondering. Browse groups. I can't see raids. I wish I could browse RBGs. But yeah, I haven't done RBG in such a long time, man. It's been a while. It's been a very, very long time. They used to be kind of fun. Except when the rogues had to do flag running. That was not fun. That was very not fun. Let me see if Atho maybe would be down. I'm just trying to see if I can entice him with a I got a spot so he wouldn't have to wait or nothing. Be able to just jump in and play. He made extra paladin, but at this point, like, why don't you stream Diablo? I don't really stream anything that is WoW, that isn't WoW. It would be nice. I was thinking of maybe using my Twitch account to stream games that are not WoW, but I kind of like, I don't know. I guess I don't really care to. I think in my brain I just decided that my YouTube channel is a WoW channel, but like I play other games here and there, like played Baldur's Gate, played remember streaming Fallout a while ago on Twitch, on the Twitch side of things. Gonna kind of leave Diablo till next season, but I have some fun Warbear sometime. Yeah, I feel like Diablo is fun when you're grinding for something, but I'm pretty sure I lucked out with like 2 uniques, mythic uniques. I know that I got one real lucky, the helm, and then I just crafted the chest, and then I think, well, I forgot what I did. I think I ran through all the bosses and I was like, okay, well I can solo them, so I'm pretty much done. And then I pushed pit until I hit my limit, which is like, I don't remember, 90, 80, somewhere like that. I was like, okay, cool, I'm satisfied. I did pit 110. Yeah, I don't really get excited about pit, to be honest. Like the fact that there's not really leaderboards for it, I think it's kind of lame. But like, I'm excited about the thing they're bringing back, the greater rifts. I think that's going to be really fun. You know what I mean? Some actual leaderboard so you can see how people perform, some score. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, the pit is kind of whatever. There's an external leaderboard, which sucks. I feel like this is why they need to have greater rifts, make it a fixture. Cobre? Oh my god! Wait, we lost somebody, but we get Cobre. Oh, Asaya's off, I think. I think we're gonna do some choosing my healer. Oh, Elo, we lost Elo. Unfortunate. But we did pick up Cobre. We got the boy. We still just need uno mas. Still just need uno mas. So we're back to square one, but we did get the boy. Been a while. Been a second, my man. Hope you did good. Okay, we still need one more though. Unfortunately, we still need one more. Did I ask Zikari? I did ask Zikari. Damn. Who else gonna pester, man? Who else gonna bug? Cylon? I know Cylon PvEs. Gossagree's in. McLoopy is a PvE guy. Bayek or Anderstead, dude. If Bayek or Anderstead came back in, that'd be perfect. Hey, those? I'll ask Anto. I feel like every single time I ask Anto, he's always busy doing something else. But I'll ask anyway. Just because we need one more, we're good to go, man. One more. We're chilling. Literally stuck. I feel like that's what happened on EU a couple of times. It's like we're basically ready. We just need one more body. You know what I mean? Chat, while I have you guys here, what are your thoughts on Fellowship? Anybody actually play Fellowship or watch a lot of the Fellowship content? Like, what are your thoughts on it? Just raw thoughts. Whatever you feel about it, just type it out. Because I kind of want to see what you guys say. Because I haven't tried it. I've seen like some. I don't think I've ever seen like a full dungeon run either. I don't think I've ever seen a full run. I've been hearing more and more about it, and I feel like it's always showing up on like my For You feed. Whenever I use any form of social media, it just pops up once in a blue moon. Or actually, at least once a day. I feel like at this point, like it's either like a marketing thing where they're just pushing it to everybody, or people are actually playing it. I can't tell. I don't know when that plays it all on my own. That's the thing. I also don't know a single person that plays it. Like nobody in my guild, none of my friends, nobody that I interact with on a regular, nobody that I'm even like an acquaintance with, YouTube wise or whatever, right? So I'm in the same boat. I actually don't know a single person that actually plays it on a regular, except my twin. But all he said is like he got a free code to like stream it or something, and he streamed it once, and he got a feeling of like this basically is like WoW but not WoW, and he feels like the game is like could potentially be sued because they're basically copying WoW. He hasn't played WoW in a while, but that's the impression he's got. He mostly plays like, if he does play MMOs, mostly Final Fantasy. He doesn't really play WoW on a regular or like ever. But he got an impression like this just is a copy of WoW. That's all. And it started with him asking me like, so Fellowship. I'm like, what's Fellowship? He had to explain it to me. I was like, I've seen some stuff on it. And ever since that, I started seeing more like posts on Fellowship, you know, For You page. But I actually don't, yeah, I don't know a single person that plays it. If you can find an enemy. Yes, yes. Okay, we got Bayek back. We got the boy back. Oh, Bayek. Get in here, bud. So we got the double pallet, and we got Colbury on this team. What you may do, if pallets feel a little overwhelming, is maybe like make sure we don't get like a pallet into a pallet match. RBG has a small community plus. RBG have a small community plus the teams that they're playing are usually always full, so it's hard to get a spot. Everybody knows everybody in the community. That's the unfortunate part. I wish RBG community grew, because at least solo shuffle community grew, but the RBGs not really. Fastly Josiah, I can't, but I hope whoever is lead does so. Yeah, might be. I might have accidentally made Jayhawk lead. Even though he asked me to make Saya lead. Breezes. And we got Nasmeshka. 5. Let's do a hook. I think we're good. Hopefully. Nice. We're in. I kind of wish RBG community didn't shrink. But I feel like as soon as he added BG Blitz, the RBG community automatically shrunk. I feel like the PvP community shrunk over time. I remember Mob when people would do some crazy stuff with RBGs, like 5-10 men disc team, and it would actually run, or like a team of like a bunch of boomkins, and it would just be like Starfall City. It'd be so fun. You would run into those like weird comps, but a lot of people actually played real comps. Mob, I remember being part of like an RBG team that pushed and stuff. But yeah, I do feel like that's just so small, man. Everybody's just playing BG Blitz. And maybe BG Blitz is just the future of it, because I feel like BG Blitz community is massive. I know it's for some people, they feel like, you know, the solo queue BG or shuffle just doesn't feel like same old PvP. But it just has draws so many people in. I feel like you just gotta take that system, refine it more, maybe. I don't know. Twitch. You know what I mean? Bye, gonna be ready on team 1. We got Colby back in. Not first, unfortunately. Sai in the bag. Jay gonna be first up versus the Lulz. Pala. Is that adaptation actually gonna proc at any point? I feel like adaptation. Did they break adaptation? As I played a time in RBG with face amongst total roll fest. This is what I used to love about RBGs. There's the cheesy comps, man. The cheesy comps. Because some people went comps heavy too. Some people would go like super rot comp with like Affliction Warlocks and Shadow Priest. It was super cool. Nowadays it's just like BG Blitz where you get like what 5 Paladins of one team maybe. That's about the most wackiness you can really get. Cobra best Warlock. Talk about Colbrack or Colbrea. Both are really good. Both are really good. Low Spell getting hammered by Lances back to back. Shield of Venice is available. Last time Young. DK kind of blown up by Low Spell. He's trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. Got himself full rooted. Shield of itself for Low Spell. That Meteor with Common Storm Call, but unfortunately does not crack through the defenses of a Paladina. Does hit him with a Blizzard behind the pillar, unless you can buff up the damage of that Blizzard though. It feels like it just does so very little. It does slight damage, but like so little. Start onto it. Young does go for a full block. That is a Wake of Ashes. It looks like Low Spell is actually going to spend those Dawn Lights into a full self heal, so it's going to be a reset for the both of them. With Lulz potentially already using Spell Warden, apparently already using Spell Warden, is going to go for a bubble. For Young, he doesn't have a way to immune this, does have an altar to reset his health at the very least. Dawn Light still rolling on him, unfortunately. You're not going for the big shield, are you? No, he's not. No, he's not. That's probably the best way of going about it right now. He's got himself shooting power and trying to see if he can at least get himself some cooldowns back. Blinking past that stun. Does he have himself a proper setup here? Dropping in a bunch of AoE to keep Low Spell at the very bare minimum slowed. Does get him properly rooted, but unfortunately doesn't really follow up with anything. Young is not really looking that good. The health bar eventually is going to be dropping little by little, especially since Low Spell can just break those shields and just put a Dawnlet that just spews right into that health. You want to play right now? Oh yeah. Well, hopefully Willie is actually going to get a chance to play too, right? Actually get a chance to play. Young get hits with a blind, even though he got full invis. Searing Glare right after he decided to wait this out. Polly, I think he has to have a go. I think he has to have a proper go. Might be a human racial out of Low Spell, but I think you have to have a proper go. Try and drop a Meteor. The Ray of Frost too. Everything is available. Low Spell actually maybe just dies. Leona's last second. Finally, Young was able to get a proper go for the Paladin. It's just staring him down. Yo, wait, what? Are you gonna play? Is he gonna... I guess Bayek looks like he just walks away. Maybe he's just like, you know what? I spend everything. Versus Bayek, I don't know how much longer I can go for. Unfortunately, the mage doesn't quite take it. Can do Nighthold once level in prog. Wait, at what level? Is there a level bracket for it, Jake? For Nighthold? Who's up next, by the way? We've got a couple of druids. Curdy gonna be up next versus Bayek. Shadow Prince versus a Red Paladin. Look, Melee wins this one. 30. Oh wait, that's actually pretty good. So it's like what, 20 for Emerald Nightmare, 30 for Nighthold. I imagine 35 and 40 for the other raids, maybe, or maybe like 40, 45 for like the other two that we have left. Mr. Garrison, the and Taurus. Full stone onto Curdy, does get himself Shadow Crash. The volleys unfortunately don't go flying. I don't know if he got himself a proper volley there or not, or maybe just not playing the volley build. Fear onto Bayek for a second. Mind Games right after. He got the Dawnlight, which is going to end up killing him a little bit while Mind Games is active. Silence on Bayek. Bayek with the Spell Warden does end up reducing or immunity to damage from the big rift. Massive Spell does go through him. Does get a juke out the kick, so the blind does not go through at all. Curdy able to actually keep the pressure on the Bayek. Shield of it is popping. Curdy may be looking at potentially going for Disperse here. He got VE, so he's okay. Trinkets out of this. The more damage you can do, the better. He might just be looking for disperse though. Does go for disperse. Bayek tried to stay on him as best as possible. Next stun potentially could be the end here. Curdy needs to back up out of there. Does get a stun onto Bayek. Full rift and everything. Try to see if he can get a bubble out of him. If Bayek is not careful, that rift does take it. Woo! That rift grew and popped like a balloon. I feel like Bayek, he spent a judgment and he was like pressing bubble next global. But if you're too low of haste, you're not going to be able to do it. Silence on Cobra immediately is going to be Curdy breaking out of the Succubus EC, dropping a full Meteor on, or Infernal on him. Casable does get faded for a second. Mortical is going to connect, and Curdy is going to eat a bolt from the side with yet another Infernal flying in. Just, no, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. I didn't think the rift was going to pop as fast as it was. I was thinking it was still in their building stage. And it just went pop. Was it the rift that killed... Or was it like Shadowboard Death? Because it looked like it was just the rift. Because it was kind of meteor looking. That was rough. Cobra with a full set of pets. Unfortunately, Gossi is not going to rush him. He's just going to wait. Full root. Silence does catch the pet that's next to Cobra. It is silence completely, so it can't even do anything. Cobra is going to take a bit of damage in the opener, but a Dark Pack is available. Try to see if he can outrun the entire grove of trees. Is going to get himself a Succubus CC. Trinket out for Gossi. Shadow Melt for a second. Mortical sent in. Reflect out for Cobra. He still got himself plenty to keep himself alive here. Gossi does end up juking behind the pillar to avoid yet another bolt. Is trying to maintain the dots on both Cobra as well as the Succubus pet, which is going to be really, really good for him. He's just trying to see if he can stay out. The Succubus is going to try to see if he can hit it to Deuce. If you can power shift before it does so, you will be able to avoid it. One bolt makes it through into a stun. Soulfire right after. Not enough, unfortunately. Second bolt, but Gossi is in a bear form, able to take the damage, has more health, more raw survivability, able to also go for enraged regen. Full grove is in play. Wall out for Corbett to make sure he doesn't get CC'd. Fear onto Gossi. That is still an entire grove attacking him. Fear yet again. Couple incinerates may not be enough to take down Gossi. Mortical. Does he have anything at all? You have one. You have one button. Renewal is going to do it. Heart of the Wild is also going to do it. So he actually has two buttons to do it. Roll into Cobra for a second. Cyclone right after. The Succubus may still catch you. Does go for a trick and just a drop in the big bowl in. And actually just the dots do him in. With double phase going to be up next as a balance druid from one boomy into the next. And he's again going to have to be very, very careful with that full grove attacking him all at once. No more wall available for him this time around. But for Cobra, might be able to cook these birds alive actually. He doesn't have a wall on though. Dark Pack not available for a while. Does have Succubus CC hitting the Boomkin. I thought, is this a humanoid form? I thought it was a proper animal form. I was pretty sure the Succubus CC could not hit if you were in an animal form. But I guess I'm wrong. I guess it needs to be like a... I guess a Boomkin form is just a humanoid form of sorts. Because it looks like a beast, right? I don't look at that big old chicken. I'm like, yeah, that's a humanoid. That's gonna silence out a Cobra. Double Infernal is a play, and that bolt is... That bolt is gonna do it. The bolt does do it. Gouge the Cobra for a second. Double Infernal still in play. One of the Infernals goes away. The other pet also goes away, unfortunately. Succubus doesn't catch the Rogue. Cobra taking huge hits, huge lashes of eviscerates. Does end up going for Warlock Hellstone here. At the very least, gateway to follow just to get away out of dodge. Has a slow onto the Smushka, so at least it's going to be okay. Mortical most likely there. Yep. Had the Mortical ready in case the Rogue was going to shadow step him. Because then the core was going to connect. Succubus CC does connect. Bolt stun. The Rogue does have a trinket. Into a big old meatball thrown in. Unless Cobra got a port. It might just be dead. Needs a port. Did not have it. Out of position. Unfortunately, Killer tried to see if he could take down the Rogue right then and there. Cobra did pretty good, by the way. Very, very well done. I want to see what happened with the second boom cube, because he just kept dropping in bolts after bolts after bolts. Just not letting the guy even catch a breath. And Smushka does end up going for the blind trade on the hunt, just looking for a bit of a reset. Taking some dot damage, but the hunt dot, it is pretty hard hitting, but it's actually very short-lived. It does a decent bit of damage, but it actually does not last too long. Stun onto the Smushka, does himself the full sigil of spiteful burst, does end up taking him out. That is unfortunate. Cobra picking up 3 actually. I didn't realize he won 3. I thought he just had double the Boomkin. I need to go back and look at actually. I feel like I need to go back and look at that duel all over again. The Smurshka as well as Saya. Let me know when both boys are ready. We'll get another one going, yeah? Alka is listed to humanoids. I mean, well, look at the bird owl form. I am thinking like that's a beast. That's a beast for certain. Like in my brain. But I guess when you're a boomkin, you are a humanoid. So then the succubus does connect. Ready? Beautiful. Double checking to see if Nasmushka is ready. Ready. Cool. We'll send it into a... I don't know, Toveron? I think Toveron is great for the range classes. Great for the caster plays. So maybe there will be pretty good for... Oh boy. Look at down here. Okay, okay. So Judy said maybe. Maybe with that strong maybe. Might need to resend. If Toveron is not working, probably just do Rook or something then. Makes sense with the glyph as well. Stupid design should be a beast, or at least the properties of one. Yeah, I felt like it was as long as you power shifted. Not in cube. I thought if you were shifted into a form, that should be a what's it? Okay, Drudy said he'd be down. Then maybe we'll have Drudy join in as well. We'll try Black for Cold Arena. Okay, that one worked. We'll go back to Toveron after. But if we need more bodies, we do have Drudy that'll be down to join in. We have a lot of druids actually when you think about it. Double face and Gossipy. A lot of boomies. Which I don't hate at all. Don't hate that. Throw between Warrior, Challenge Mode set, and the Shadowlands Season 1 Elite. Shadowlands Season 1 Elite. Did we even have a Season 1? What is the Season 1 Elite? Was that the Castle Nothria one? Wasn't it? White Glowy. Oh. I think the Warrior CM. I think it looks better. Yeah. Because maybe like the leather one was pretty cool for Night... Castle Nothria. The mail was pretty cool too. But like cloth and plate. Plate was pretty good. Which. But I think CM. Probably CM in my opinion. Who's gonna be first up? Is it gonna be Paladina? It is gonna be Saya. Pallies did get nerfed, so for double face, as long as you're able to do enough damage and survive the Dawn Light, you'll be good. That's all you gotta do is just survive the Dawn Light. Is gonna go for some dot damage in the opener versus Saya, slowing him down with a mushroom, going for a little bit of sustain. He is getting the Grove up and running actually, so that is a full incarnation of the get-go. Saya with a Shield of Vengeance. Is that Grove gonna break through shield? Maybe with the dots? Maybe with the dots? Is gonna break it through a Star Surge. So the Grove by itself is not enough, unfortunately. But he is still continuing to get random souls onto Saya, which is really, really good. Whatever dot damage you can go for, whatever like pot shot damage you can get onto the Paladin, that's going to be helpful. That's going to be very, very helpful. Hand of Freedom to close the gap, tricking out for double face with a Barskin. Got himself the Grove back out again. Saya knows not to mess with the Grove. Backing up out of there. He can't really stop the trees from chasing him, but at least he can go behind the pillar and make sure that double face isn't just able to just Star Surge him to death the entire time. Because that's partly what he really, really needs here during that combo. And now double face unfortunately does not have a trinket, so he's got to be extra careful around the Paladino. As Saya tried to see if he closed the gap, he just sees the Hodge and a clean one. Double face pre-barrel form, maybe potentially Heart of the Wild into a clone. If you can back away from the Paladin, trinket stun, I think it's over, right? Maybe? No, I think maybe. He's still got something to keep himself alive. Heart of the Wild, Bear Form, Friends of Regen should be just fine. Hand of Freedom just to break out of that route. We're stumped for a second. You do have a whole new incarnation, trees and everything though. So if you just want to go, and you just got to juke on a kick, so you can't even go for a kick. Cyclone full. So if you position Saya in a good spot away from pillar, full Grove is in. I don't know if you can just live this. Maybe just start surging him down. Rats are in, doing a lot of damage. Saya actually does go for a lay on hands. His health was actually taking a bit of that damage. Curdy just gets some dots on the Saya. The more rips he can conjure onto Saya, the better. That's all he's really got to do. Saya with a little Blessing of Spell Ward, Blessing of Saint does get him, dodge himself a figure. Drink it off for Curdy with a full Void Torrent. If you could dump a couple of DPs into Saya on top of it, that would be glorious. Is able to do so. Big volley. Saya's going to take a lot of damage with that pet. Also run the pillar for Curdy. That's a full VE. So he's able to live the damage of the Dawnlight from Saya. But Saya also got a Dawnlight defensively as well. So he's going to be okay for a bit. For Curdy, though, he definitely used to not play Saya while he's out in the open with him. Does get a nice, beautiful little juke right in his face. Dark Ascension, massive spells. So Saya is actually vulnerable. No more trinket for Curdy, unfortunately. But Saya's kind of low in health. Stun, it's going to be Bubble. It's going to be Bubble with a trade on Disperse. Most likely trade on Disperse, right? Yep. Oh, no! No, he spent a global. He went in for a Holy Heal. And I think he went in to use something else as a global, but not Disperse. No, I actually thought he had a perfect setup. Saya just used Lay on Hands from Wimkin. There goes the Spell Warden, bubbled out, and I thought this was going to be a perfect opportunity. But no, Saya tried to see if he can get away from Gossy Green now. Gossy tried to see if he can stay on top of him. The Grove together with his damage. Maybe it'll be enough. Trying to see if he can pick up a little bit of healing. Saya tried to be extra careful. Shield Defense is up. Disarm for a second. The Paladins, even though when you disarm, still has access to quite a number of your abilities either way. Even if you don't have access to your weapon specifically. Cycles from a distance does end up catching him. Couple of regos. Gaza needs to be extra careful here. Trinket is the only thing that's really helping Saya right now. Maybe Laney Hands at some point will be able to, come back up off of cooldown. But for Gazi, he technically has Saya in a really good spot. Hand of Freedom. The full Grove is in. Stun. Cannot break out of it, unfortunately. So Gazi's going to take a lot of damage. Saya backing up out of there. Gazi picking up a lot of healing. Does he just push in or just simply defensive? That Grove is going to do some damage, but not enough. Gazi under a bit of pressure. Heart of the Wild is available. Bear Form, Heart of the Wild, maybe? Is that Frenzy Regen going to be enough, though? Disarm onto Saya for just a second. Try to go for a clone. Does give himself an opportunity to at least spam a bunch of regos. Saya still has a Trinket. So in case he gets in a really bad spot, he's going to be okay. Root Silence does not connect with a Silence. I think it's over. I think it's over for Gazi. Does have bar skip, but I just don't think he can do anything about it. Roar last second with the last Frenzy Regen while Heart of the Wild is active. Keeping him in the game just a hair longer. Trying not to go for a kick juke. And Sai just doesn't even commit or interrupt at all. Just letting Gazi take that damage. Let him get that clone, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, just cleave down. Unfortunately, it didn't matter. Low Spell's up next. Immediate Trinket out of Saya. He's a Lay on Hands back though. Because if Lay on Hands is back, maybe Saya can still do something here. Shield Advantage is going to keep him plenty healthy. Stun into Low Spell, but it's going to be adaptation immediately. Team Deck might actually be able to get one. Yeah, after this I can double check. After this I can definitely double check. As Low Spell got himself Shield of Vengeance. He is more or less in Low Spell should be okay. I'm just wondering if Saya has anything, because he's definitely buying himself as much time as possible. Bubble coming back up in a minute. Stun, can't break out of it. Can't break out of it. And somebody just left over for Team 1. I'm not sure if it's a DC or what. Or if they just AFK'd. Or were standing still and the game kicked them. One of those three. Saya barely alive. Is he just trying to play it really, really safe without Lay on Hands? Next Hodge, you're dead, guy. You gotta Lay on Hands. He didn't have Lay on Hands. I was wondering the entire time, is he gonna have a Lay on Hands back up on a left field? And Killer is going to be up next versus the Paladino. Low Spell, unfortunately, still has every major immunity. Spell Warden should still be decent against a Demon Hunter. Bubble definitely is going to be a full immunity. But the Spell Warden against the Chaos damage should be okay. For the most part. Should still be kind of sort of okay. Killer does go for the full Sigil. Got himself a couple of Soul Fragments in order to pick up. Is going to go for a Trinket. Darkness down right after. Blows Paladin got himself Shield of Vengeance. He's actually in an okay spot. Looks like the Paladin is in a dominant spot. Trying to see if he can maybe bait something out of the Paladino with a quick hunt and cancel. And does get a Spell Warden out of him. So as long as he can stay away from him, maybe he'll be okay. I-Beam is up. Stun to follow. Potentially going to be able to get a bubble out of Low Spell. It does get a Human Racial out of him. Metamorphosis in for a Killer. But he just does not have enough to keep on going. And Low Spell does end up burning a bubble. So it looks like Spell Warden and Bubble all were burnt at some point. And Corbin, it looks like he's trying to give him an honor duel? Not really. Not really. Maybe just saying hello. How does a paladin lick pillars? Is that like a I mean, if you got a dot-based gameplay as a paladin, right? You could just go for slows and let the dot rot people. So pillar play, I mean, kind of makes sense to me, doesn't it? Because you're literally a dot class, literally a feral with a massive two-handed shield. So I a pillar lover. It is a nice looking pillar, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like it is a. Is that just bolts dead? I was gonna just show off this nice crow pillar, but I think I'm about to eat crow with this Smoke almost dying there to a couple of bolts. One of the bolts going through a smoke bomb altogether. This Cobra does have himself some slows, has himself rain of fire, cheap shot on the pet, try to see if he closes the gap. Cobra does get hit with a DFA. I don't know if this Smoke has anything left at all. Wall out for Cobra. Oh, he needs maybe 1 or 2 more bolts. Fear off of the bolt. I think it's over. I think it's over. Not even a bolt, just a portal takes it about. It just keeps punishing him. That is rough at the end there. Side does end up picking up 3 with 200 million damage. That is a lot. That is a lot. Alright, let's get us another going, boys, yeah? Uno más, uno más. Let's see. Saya and what was it? This Scott, let me know when you're both boys are ready. When you know when both of your teams are ready. I got kicked, rip. All good, all good, all good. Yeah, pass me lead and I'll get a one in. We got a spot if you guys want to join in. Demon Hunter left. Do we need 2 for this team? No, we need 1. Okay. So Rest in Hell did bow out. But we got a spot. If you guys want to find the group, it is the Molten Core. You'll find it under Molten Core. And Valorstone's Warbound. This should be. Yeah, Valorstone should be a Warbound. Should be able to send them across the characters. What, Pillar's not a tactic? What, didn't Cardinal can 2-shot you? Dan doing, bro, Dan doing, I want to get you maybe in the other team. We have 1, 2 Palas. I definitely want to get you in, but we have way too many Palas on this team specifically. So, let me see. Potentially get him a boomkin. If you want to kill 1v1 target, safe CD isn't. That's doing solid Saya. Tactics against a powerful class that deals heavy damage every 30 plus seconds. I mean, it's kind of like with rogues, right? As a rogue, you have big good defenses, but you're not passively tanky. So like if you're fighting while your defenses are on cooldown and you're just constantly getting melee, you are just gonna lose a damage of sustain. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Why are there so many boomkins in duels? I feel like we've never had this many boomies ever. Ever. Wolf hats nearly 2 specs? Yeah, seriously. But that's been kind of a shaman thing, hasn't it? A lot of wolf hats. Saya lead. Let's Brushcut. Let me know if your team is all good to go. Is team ready? Double checking. I'm gonna queue you guys up. It deals heavy damage every 30 seconds. It is tactical. 1 button and half a minute HP. Wait, what? What do you mean 1 button and half a minute HP? We'll do it over on. Give us a big arena for all these casters. A big open arena should give casters plenty of room to actually play the game. With all the mobility and all the range. So maybe these boomkins will potentially stand a chance. Curdy maybe. Cobra maybe. Depending on who goes first, who goes last. Toss that out. Alrighty, I think we're good to go. We still got an hour, boys. Holy. Which? Got ourselves Bayek over the team 1 ready to go. We got Druidi back in. We got so many boomies with double face as well as Gossip also on the boomkins as well. Team 1 is also filled out with Cobra, who looks like is going to be first up and running. You got a whole 17 levels from Nightmare? Wait a second, that is quick. Is that all you gotta do to level is just do LFR and normal version of the raids then? That is wild. Who's gonna be first up? Is it gonna be a caster? Is it gonna be one of the boomkins? Looked like Curdy was getting ready, or maybe double face? Possibly. Corby just waiting. It's gonna be one of them. Whoever is going to be first up, they're going to have to be very, very careful against the succubus immediately and not being out in the open. Succubus is going to catch you halfway through. Curdy immediately with that undead racial. Cobra backing up out of there instantly. Not going to mess around with whatever Curdy's got going on. He's trying to see if he can play this duel on his own terms. Just going to try to see if he can wait him out a little. By the way, somebody took a look at the these mounts, by the way. So the Warlock mounts, they said that they had a green version of the class mounts before, but apparently this one in Legion Remix is huge compared to the original. Somebody did a comparison the other day. Really, that thing is massive. It actually looks kind of neat. Silence out by Curdy. Try to see if he can put some pressure on the Cobra. Cobra with the Dark Pact available. He's going to send at least one bolt. Curdy may be looking for a disperse here, maybe potential really early on. Soulfire is going to hurt. Does go for a fade. May need to go for a VE. Does get himself big VE. Vampiric Embrace. As long as he can get some dots on both the pet as well as Cobra, he's actually going to get a lot of healing. Remember, you could dot up the pet as well. He's really trying to see if he can put some pressure onto the Warlock that personally. Stun. Mind gives to follow. It is going to be Succubus catching him. Shadow Crash does connect. Cobra has himself in the center. It is going to break. The Succubus has himself the big Infernal dropping in. Maybe a disperse here. Does go for a disperse. Skirty does not send that CC for too long. Does get to close the gap to be able to get a fear on both the Succubus as well as the Lock. Got himself VEs of Vampiric VTs in order to get at least some dots rolling, and definitely should be dotting the pets as well as Cobra. At least dotting that Succubus to make sure that he doesn't get an easy reset. That Succubus CC just keeps rushing him towards the other far side of the pillar. Does go for a stun. I think it might be lights here. I don't know what you can do. Faded last second, but it just was not enough. I thought they made it so you could fade a Chaos Bolt as it's about to connect. Did they not make that a thing before where you could like react to an ability that's mid-air? Or is that not a thing? I was pretty sure you could. Sakami CC onto double face, which again, I don't think Boomkin form should be able to be hit by that Succubus. That is not a humanoid, right? That is a big old Boomkin, man. But apparently Blizzard sees it as humanoid instead. Big port out for Cobra. Does get himself way out of dodge though. He's taking a lot of damage from double face. The Shadow Priest put in a lot of pressure. And you got Shadow Priest into a Boomkin with a full Grove and everything. All the dots are in. Sakami CC does connect. Unfortunately, Cobra is nowhere near to be able to get himself any pressure onto double. Does hit him with a Mortal Call. Fear to follow. Able to get a couple of casts. Shadow Fury. Keeping locked down. Succubus, not Succubus, but a Warlock also does help him get a little bit of pressure. Is going to be charged out of double face. Roar to follow, try to go for a stun. Stuns the pet, but it doesn't stun Cobra. He's still taking a little bit of damage. That Grove does a decent bit. Double face swinging around the other corner. Does get himself a little bit of damage as well with Incarnation. This is going to be a bit of that drain life with the wall out for Cobra. So he's bunkering down completely. Playing it out super defensively. Rig goes out for double face as he's just trying to keep himself nice and healthy here as best as he can. Succubus does catch him. That's a long Soulfire. It does complete. But Double Face was able to bear from before you were able to fully finish it out. Wants to make sure he's got himself clean Chaos Bolts. Gotta be going for the charge. I like that charge play with the full Roar and the Cyclone. Those Infernals are gonna hurt a little bit though. Yeah, those Infernals are gonna hurt a bit. So the best you can do is try to see if you can outrun him. Can at least keep power shifting to stay away from the demons as best as possible. Bear from to give himself a little bit more of that live ability. Cobra does get knocked back for a second. Does have himself a reflect though. For Double Face, he still got himself big cooldowns. There goes the Heart of the Wild, which is exactly what he needed. Actually what he needed. He does also have some cooldowns coming up. So Incarnation, Trees, the Grove, together with Fear of a Loon and a Silence. This could be his opportunity to make a play. But the Succubus catches him as he finally gets a proper lockdown onto Cobra. And that's going to be a Bolt, Stun around the corner. Try to go for another Bolt, but it's going to be Trinket on a Double Face. Heart of the Wild still paying a lot of his dividends though. Getting a ton of value. Just someone to Cobra. Just to think at this point, just You have nothing else to use really, so you might as well send something, anything. It doesn't really do much. Maybe it reduces some of his damage since technically he doesn't have access to his weapon for a second, but doesn't really matter. Does end up taking him out, unfortunately. Low's pallet tried to see if he cut across in the middle, and it's going to be immediate slow. Out for Cobra, had himself reflect. Low's pallet making sure not to hodge himself. Or did he? Or did he already? Because adaptation proc. No, he did not hodge. He did not hodge. I'm not sure what procced it then. But Cobra has himself Warlock House on last second. Does end up chomping down on it. Needs to get the hell away from Low's pallet. Maybe Gateway's out. Does go for the Gateway. These hammers are still flying from so far away. Needs to get himself more Hellstones. Dark Pact is available. First aid, he can't. Unfortunately, some kind of a dot. I think Dawnlight's still just burning him down. Doesn't go for Dark Pact here. All he can do right now is play super defensive. Let the Succubus land CCs. That is going to be a full stun on the Succubus, unfortunately. The Mortal does help. I don't think he'll be able to use a Warlock House on Ancient soon. He might just die here, actually. Is he going to die? Oh, please no. Please no. Please no. Reflect. Oh my goodness, dude. The Dawnlight. All you need to do is apply it on the guy and let it sit there. Especially if you can extend it. Just let the Dawnlight melt him. And then you go around the pillar. Quick Judgment. I thought Judgment was something that was reflectable. I feel like that is something that should have maybe been reflectable. Because it is technically a spell. Unless like making it Holy Strike makes it less of a spell. In-game like data. But I feel like that should have been reflected. I don't know. That's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Low's pallet didn't even have to spend a lot of cooldowns onto Cobra either. That is the advantage of being a Paladino versus a Warlock. I guess maybe like if Cobra had like Wall and Dark Pact and all the cooldowns when Low's pallet initially rushed him, maybe he would have been okay. But a couple of Dawn Lights when you're low and you're out of options, there's only so much you can do. As Young Jay just trying to see if he can find a way to get Low's pallet out from around that pillar. Catches him in a quick poly. Does he just drop down full burst on him? Looks like he is into a full poly. Freeze. Everything is available. Does get a bit of DC, but it is going to be bubble out for Low's pallet. And it is going to try to see if he can get the hell out of Dodge as quick as he can. Into a little bit of the altar. I think also Great Invis. No, not Great Invis. Look at Great Invis for a second. Does get himself a trinket. Low's pallet actually taking a huge hit with those shadows back to back. Trying to go for a stun. Most likely, no spell warden. It's over. It is over. I didn't realize he bubbled. I didn't realize the paladin bubbled. I honestly thought it would be a spell warden first and then bubble after. But since he bubbled, he wouldn't be able to use spell warden. And if you can get a stun before you press the spell warden, you're good. You are good. The Smershka giving Young Jay as much of an opportunity to catch up whatever food he can. At least allowing him to get a bit of a feast, a bit of a meal. Last supper. Before he takes him out. Does go for an invis for a second. Next to the eye. May pick it up. If the Smershka isn't careful, he may end up using Phantom Knives. It does end up landing a sap with the Young Jay. I was thinking the Rogue was going to Phantom Knives to try to see if we can get Young Jay out, which would have been great for the mage. Immediate block for the mage. I think seeing the Cloak of Shadows together with the Shadow Blades, he's like, you know what? I just got to do something. Immediately. DFA to dodge the polymorph. Does get knocked back. Shadow Step front next to the mage. And altar is still available. You're going to be able to reposition. Does get to give himself far reposition. And should be able to keep the rogue in combat with a quick Frostfire Bolt. Blink it away. Shifting power to try to see if he can get some cooldowns back. And is going to go for the quick reverse. And Smershka still has a burn on him. So he should put him out of stealth heal for a second. Timo Magdal. Oh. Okay. That kind of matches. Oh, the purple actually kind of sort of matches together. I'm not gonna lie. I usually am not a big fan of that hoodie, but it actually works. Actually works pretty well. I might just doink it. Stone to the Smershka. The rogue does not have an out. Wait a second, Young. Oh! The beautiful lockdown by the mage. You gotta love those, right? You gotta love those. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. Absolutely. Oh, so precious. So gorgeous. So pretty. that is so good. I love that. I love the lockdown, dude. I feel like we haven't seen that in a second. Young has been trying to see if he can land stun locks on people like this. But on the rogue, a class is all about stun locks, turning it around, it's poetic to a degree. It's so good. It's so good. Gazi, though, is going to be able to catch himself a reset. Young potentially might be able to finish off the rest of these duels versus the actually it looks like Gossi backing up out of there and giving Young a chance to have a proper honorable match. So maybe Gossi was not trying to rush him. He did go for a silence, but maybe he decided that, you know what, since the Major's gonna catch a reset, I'm just gonna wait it out until Michael does a rain. The Grove is in play. Young does get himself next to the pillar. Ring of Frost, does it catch anyone? Catches Gossi Green, but he's backing himself out of there, letting the rest of the trees get frozen. One tree is somehow avoiding it narrowly. Is going to get himself a little bit of that shifting power. Gossi will have to wait a few more seconds until the Grove and everything is available here. But that was a good CC by Young. If you could lock down all those pets, the Ring of Frost was going to do it, honestly. And then knock them back to make sure that everything does go through the ring, which is perfect. Although they're doing some stuff with the Ring of Frost where it looks like you won't be able to really get a lot of pressure out of it anymore. Which I kind of hate that. But it looks like it's a midnight thing more than anything. Gossi does get himself another incarnation. Another Grove is in play together with the Dryad and everything. Ray of Frost out for Young. Full freezes onto Gossi. He can't really stop it whatsoever. Even if power shifts it, as long as there's a shattering bonus from a flurry, he should be good to go. Continue to land those flurries back to back onto Gossi, who went for a melt for a second, but still super incredibly low in health. Heart of the Wild may be helpful. Does he get stunned up? Does avoid the stun. Yet another flurry. Yet another proc. Heart of the Wild last second. For into regen. Barely keeping him alive. Young just needs a little bit more pressure. Just a little bit more damage. Dropping down Blizzard. Dropping down Frozen Orb. Catches Gossi on the other side. Yet another flurry. Lances a does that have taken it. Had a meteor still ready to go. That's pretty good, actually. Pretty good by the mages. Oh my goodness. Let's get us another one going, boys, yeah? Uno más, uno más. Holy moly. Desmershka and Saya, let me know when you're both when both of your groups are ready. I need to stop saying both boys are ready. When your boys both are ready, that actually sounds a little better. Sounds less dumb. Have they ever done a mount since this one that does like a loop-to-loop? Animation-wise? I don't think they have they? At least I don't think so. So you ready? Double checking with Osmushka if team is ready. Ready. Okay. Let's let you guys into a... I'll do Tiger Speak. Need a reshuffle? Should we? We could reshuffle the teams if you guys wanted to. Switch it up a little bit. I guess we'll be able to shuffle like Cobre, Gossi. One team will still have double Pally and one team will still have double Druid. But we could a little if you wanted to. I feel like teams are... I guess throwing Bayek over for the team too instead of like maybe lowest palette, having those switch. Maybe that would even some stuff out because Bayek will probably maybe put in more pressure, but like what else would we swap out? I guess maybe switch out Young and maybe one of the Boomkins or something. But basically, yeah, we'll just be moving around who has double palette, who has double Boomy. Which maybe that'll be enough variety. Let me double check if I saved that audio. A lot of the times I forget to. Switch. Cobre first up over for the team. 1 versus Lowe's Palo off the bat. Last time the Paladin did walk in and just put a full Dawnlight into Cobre. Double Dawnlight and let him melt him over time. Cobre is going to have to be very, very careful here. Does set out a bolt early on. Spell Warden immediately trying to see if he can back away from Lowe's Palo. Technically could have tried to go for like a Reflect Hodge onto Lowe's. But I think while Spell Warden is active, he would be immune to the Hodge. Pretty sure does go for the full Hodge. That is beautiful. Lowe's Pala does go for adaptation though, so adaptation breaks him out of that his own little mistake immediately. Wall out for Cobra, stun into Lowe's Pala, does get a bubble out of him. Cobra takes a lot of his though, is gonna go for Warlike Healthstone, but look at his health already melting out of the wall. and a Hellstone. He's already sitting, he's crawling towards that 50%. Crawling slowly but surely. He's going to need something here. Mortal is available. Maybe Succub ACC to slow down Low Spala. Is going to go for a Fear instead. Summoning up Syed. I don't know if that page just died. Bolt. Not going to be enough. Not going to be enough, unfortunately. I don't know if you got another port. Dark Pack coming up very, very soon. You might have to wait until your Reflect is in. I think he's just dead. Oh, no. The Dawn Light. Dark Pack has no health whatsoever. Oh, my God. Dawn Lights. What is that? Bayek immediately gets it with the stun, does go for a trinket, getting a blind to the Lowe's pallet is going to stun him back. Lowe's unfortunately doesn't have anything left, I don't think. Just left with none. He does play into not too high of dampening, so maybe can recover, maybe get some healing. Shield of Vengeance is nice. Bayek getting kind of low on health. Bayek with a Shield of Vengeance of his own. Lowe's pallet just needs to keep himself alive. Searing Glare is huge, so Bayek can't even use that Shield of Vengeance offensively at all. Lowe's pallet still kind of lowish on health. Blind into Bayek. I feel like maybe he could still get something out of Bayek with a stun. Next stun by Bayek, you will be able to adapt it, so you'll be maybe okay. Full Wake of Ashes. Definitely want to use that defensively too. Use it offensively. Yeah, adaptation is in. Maybe you can get yourself a little bit of healing. Bayek just trying to see if he could run you out, maybe. Lost Pallet can't go anywhere at all. I don't think he's going to get lay on hands anytime soon, unfortunately. Yeah, try to see if he can just run away from the guy as best as he could. What's up next? Is it going to be Double Face? Is it going to be Gossi? Curdy, or potentially sending the rogue out? I think it is Gossi. Looks like it is Gossi. Bayek did end up using Spell Warden, so I guess a Boomkin who would no longer have a Spell Warden this time around. For Gossi, what I think he really needs, ideally, is to have a Paladin away from the pillar, so he can get himself the full, like the grove, the trees, the Dryad, all of that all together onto Bayek, while he's got Incarnation pumping and get a couple of Star Surges in. That would ideally be the best situation for him. And Bayek right now is away from any kind of pillars. This could potentially be the play. This could potentially be the go-to. It looks like Gossi is actually backing up out of there. Does get the trees, but doesn't go for an Incarn. Heart of the I was gonna say Heart of the Wild, but it's Hand of Freedom up for Bayek. Does go for an Incarnation. That is going to be Searing Glare, so it's going to be able to stop a lot of Gossi's damage. Gossi bouncing in a bear form. Immediate bark skin, got himself recovery with Heart of the Wild. The trees and the Dryad are doing a decent bit of damage. Disarm onto Bayek for a second, have himself a couple of surges. It's gonna do a bit of damage, but not enough. As long as Bayek is keeping him nice and healthy, he's gonna be okay. Gossi technically could go for another go here, but it was Shield of Vengeance. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe even try to see if he can get away from the Paladin, Shadow Meld, Stealth, and just walk away from him. Catch a regrowth around the corner so he's like nowhere near. Maybe that'll be the play too. Trying to see if he can get himself out of dodge though. I don't know if he can catch a Prowl. Try to go for a Prowl. Does not get to stun. Does have a Trinket. Might have to go Heart of the Wild here really early on. It's going to be renewal. Technically lots of damage. Star Surges are flying. The Dryad try to see if you can land an angle around Bayek. Is able to get a bit of damage, but Gossi just left with not a lot of health right now. Bear form, Cyclone, Bayek with a Trinket. You have Heart of the Wild, but I just don't know what you can really do in this situation. Heart is going to help you give some survivability, some defense. You have Bark Skin. Incarnation coming up very, very soon. Trees are coming up also very, very soon. So maybe you could just combine Incarn with Trees again. Possibly. Gossi does get knocked out of stealth either way, though. Heart of the Wild still on him, so he does give him some defense. Bear form most likely does end up leaping away. Bear form, maybe a little bit of healing too. Does have a roar. Clone to follow, maybe just regrow spam. Because he needs a lot of recovery. That downlight is going to hurt. The downlight is going to hurt. But unless you just get yourself a full reset, you are going to have to go counter pressure at some point. Got himself the full Dryad, full everything here. Blind for a second as Bayek himself Searing Glare. Shield of Vengeance should maybe keep him alive unless Gossi can back away from it. Does go for a Hodge. I think it's over. I think it's over. That is unfortunate, but there's only so much you could do, man. Bayek still has a bubble, so he's actually feeling kind of confident for Skirty. As long as he's okay pressing bubble, as like saving a global for a bubble at all times, he's going to be okay. Might just hit a bubble here, actually. Woo! Lay on hands at like no health whatsoever. That is so good. I think he just had to chance that Void Rift. I think it's still a bubble angle. Yep. Curdy maybe can Master Spell it. Trying to see if he can do it. Bayek breaks himself out of there. Hodge to stop Curdy from being able to heal. Trying to see if he can get a Disperse out of it. Probably going to Disperse. Curdy trying to see if he can live without dispersing yet. Does go for a Silence on a Bayek. Maybe Void Torrent. As long as he doesn't get disrupted on Shadow. I think he wins this. I think he's got it. Oh, the full volley collapsing. That is rough, man. That is so hard. I came back and there's a paladin in my skin. Yo, I can't help it, dude. Pallies are popular. I literally can't help it. But Curdy does survive, and it looks like Double Face is going to help him get this honorable match. Is it going to be Saya next? If it is Saya, then it looks like he's letting Kirby get a full reset. That or he's not next. Is he going to let Drudy go? He says go. Go, call. Drudy is going to be up next. Boomkin versus Shadow Priest. And Curdy will have Disperse, but he won't have the other defensives. Should have waited 5 seconds down. Yeah. I mean, it's rough, man. You only realize exactly what would have won you the game after it's over. But that's just how it goes sometimes, yeah. Drudy immediately with a trinket. Incarnation is available. Got himself trees and everything. Curdy is going to walk away with all those pets. Still continuing to get shadow crashes onto Drudy. Silence right after. Trying to go for mind gaze. But a meld from Drudy. Silence onto Curdy is going to go for Disperse. Trying to see if he closes the gap. Maybe land a fear. Is going to land a fear. For Curdy right now, he does not have a lot of defenses. But he does get himself a fat rift onto Drudy. If we can get a couple of devouring plagues around the corner, that'd be great. That rift did grow a little. And it's going to do a bit of damage. But for Curdy, unless you don't really have a lot of mana, he's just in a weird spot right now. He still does have dots on a Drudy. Eyes are available on the far side, so you could potentially mosey his way over to those. Or maybe just a Shadow Crash before Drudy gets a reset. And Drudy's just going for some pot shot damage there. A couple of Wraths that are bumped up with some other damage. That's actually not that bad. He's got himself trees available. Incarnation not up. He's just going for Star Surges from a distance. Curdy is going to go, I think, for a fear onto Drudy. Does go for a Silence. Rift is available. Just trying to see if he collapse everything on him. Heart of the Wild is active. Drudy's just trying to go for survivability. Roar for a second. Fear onto Drudy. The Rift does do damage. And Curdy trying to see if he can get himself more casts out, but he does get interrupted in Shadow. With the Dryad in play, Curdy does not have Disperse for 25 seconds. So he's in a rough spot right now. He can't really do a lot to heal himself. Unless he just stands still and flash heal spams him, I don't think he can do much. He can't CC for a little. He definitely needs something. Unless he just doesn't have mana, which maybe he doesn't. Oh, I was thinking for a second, maybe Drudy's gonna go cat form and just shred him a couple of times. Because that little shred, look like it actually did decent, like a nice bit of damage to whatever health bar Curdy had. But just so close to the disbursement, so close. Drudy doesn't have taken it with Double Face gotta be up next. Look at that walk, man. It's so confident, so proud. I don't hate it, honestly. I really don't hate it. Look at this guy. Look at the backwards walk. It's got like a little pep in the step when they're running. It definitely doesn't look the same as the original Boomkin form, which was like... I guess it moved a little heavier. This one moves a little lighter. A little bouncier. In a way. Almost like Disney-like. You know what I mean? Trees for trees. As Drudy and Double Face are just starting a rainforest together. What is this Star Surge damage? Double Face, I think it's just done. He's gonna have to go for Heart of the Wild. Yeah, he just has to go for defenses. Try to go for to see if he can get a root onto Drudy with a silence. Drudy does not go for a cast in between. Try to see if he can hover or flap around the corner to maybe keep the pressure. Double Face is just under a ton of pressure. I don't know what he can really do. He's got himself Heart of the Wild still. He got trees. He's got himself a Dryad, but Drudy just with Star Surge just taking him out, finishing him off. With Nesmershka the Rogue going to be the last one left. Question is, does he give Drudy a chance here? An honorable match? Or does he just not let him? He more or less knows that the Druid is kind of heading in this direction. But Drudy's just going to keep going around the corner. Yet F Paladin? Yo. I think Bayek did really good, honestly. I think Bayek played it really well. Nesmershka looks like might be either camping the eyes or maybe picking him up. For Drudy, I think staying in stealth, it's actually not a bad idea. Because he's got cooldowns that he needs. Trinket and Barkskin is not going to be enough. Bear form, getting stabbed by the Rogue immediately, is going to be Nesmershka trying to see if he can help himself a go. But a root roar out for Drudy. Blind to trade with the Rogue. Drudy does trinket it. Disarm before the Rogue goes in for a kidney. The Rogue does go in for a trinket. You do have Barkskin while in cat form. Needs to switch to bear form immediately. Anything available right now. Can't really stop the Rogue, and unfortunately, that is the plight of a Boomkin. As soon as a Rogue, a couple of sharp knives comes out, it's over. Unfortunately, it's over. Do I like your Mog? I do like it. I do like it. I said, I think last game I said I didn't really like the helm that much because I just don't really like the helm. But like, not that your Mog looks bad with the helm. I think you actually make the helm work with the rest of the set. I'm just not a fan of that helm. Looks okay, but I guess we're trying to go for like an ethereal look. But yeah, it looks good. Mog looks good. I'm just not a fan of the helm. But I've never been a fan of the helm. Wait, G-Pie onto the Smershka with a meteor down? Wait, that's a lot of fire damage burst. The Smershka, are you okay? Cloak Shot is available in case you need to. Does go for a Vanish Breath connects. Even more spice flying through. Wait a second, the Smershka cloak right now or no? I don't know if he was just trying to see if he can maybe put pressure onto Young and just like, you know what? I'm kind of okay. I'm not completely dead. And they just went, eh. Unfortunately. Yeah, the ethereal look. Yeah, it looks good. Like, does that look good? That duel was good too. Alright, chat. Do we have one more in us? Or are we calling it early? Do we have one more in us or are we chilling? Let me know, boys. Uh-oh. How many did we lose? Last one. Okay. Yeah, possibly we'll try to see if we can fill with one more. Need illusions to apply to floating skull. I agree with you on that. I think it might look a little silly because, you know, how... Like, imagine Arcane around the illusion. I think Holy Fire would look cool. But, like, Arcane around the skull, it might look weird. But I do agree with you. It probably should apply. In some way or another. Okay, we'll try to see if I can fill the group. Need a +1. How are we doing on Team Saya? Also need more. Okay, so we need one on each team. Let's do this. We'll give it like 5 minutes or so. If you can't fill the group in 5, we'll call it early. Yeah. Illusion on shields. I kind of agree with you on that though. I actually agree with illusions on shields. And the only way to really make like some kind of an effect go on a shield right now. Oh, what? Bro, is Blizzard testing another Classic Plus experience? Players who have been around have seen this pattern in a way that Blizzard has released specific patch numbers. These patches typically begin with 1x to vanilla, 2 for Burning Crusade, la la la. Anyway, they basically got some kind of a patch working with a 1.6.0. Because standardized pattern in these numbers, one might expect new version of Classic to begin with patch 1.16. However, a new build of Blizzard internal server discovered, which greatly surpasses any patch number past seen in 1.6. So previously, patches of Classic were like patch 1.158, but this is a 1.6. Ha! Might be getting some kind of like a Season of Discovery type of thing soon. That's kind of sick. Cannot hate that, honestly. Cannot hate that development. Wonder what that would be all about. And we lost Al's Pala. Unfortunate. We didn't lose anybody. Oh, you guys didn't lose anybody? Well, we lost 2. Saya, I lost 2. I thought you guys needed 1. I lost 2. And I think I scoured through everybody on my real ID. That's pretty sick though, dude. If we actually are getting another Classic Plus experience, I'd be very happy. I would love another Classic Plus experience. Dude, I need more water. I'm completely out. Did I save the last one? I feel like I didn't. Here we go. Rage needs some discovery. They didn't F it up. Man, I'm hoping, because Season of Discovery was really fun. Like, as somebody who's like if I was really into Classic, I would have played like, you know, Vanilla, TBC, Wrath. I've been playing Mob. Alright, I've been playing Mob. Like, Classic is fun, but I never really got fully into it. And then Siege of Discovery was like that thing that made it unique. It was enough of difference where I was like, yo, that's actually sick as hell. And I had so much fun. Remember playing with you? You got the tank spec. I was playing Rogue at the time. Playing like the, I think I tanked once on that thing. Gonna play the hell out of TBCU that comes out. It's a 1.6 build, unfortunately. Oh, you mean like Anniversary Realms? TBC Anniversary? Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. But for this experience, it looks like it's a 1.6.0. So it's like in vanilla, but it's like higher patch number than they've ever done. Because previous, like Classic Season Discovery played on the patch 1.1.5. But this is a 1.6.0, so a pretty big jump. But that's pretty neat. And the fun part is too, whenever like these encrypted vendor builds are found, like we don't know what's on the build, right? We have no idea what's there. Whenever they find like, oh, we found an encrypted vendor build, we don't know what's on it, but we know that it exists. That is Blizzard publicly putting that info out. That is them doing that on purpose to drum up hype of sorts. Let players start talking about it. Let players start guessing, asking, potentially make some videos, all that. That's why they bring the RNG roll system to such a vanilla. Bro, actually, well, imagine. I don't know how well that would work. I feel, would like your actual Classic player enjoy that content? Because I feel like your like Zoomer or retail player that like is enjoying Remix, I think they would like that. The Ascension type of system. Random RNG ability roll system. But like, I feel like SOD had enough of it, enough goodness of it, that a Classic vanilla player enjoyed that. Because like, you still had a similar vanilla style experiences, you just played your class a little differently. But like completely random abilities and talents, would that take away too much? Was more than good, they literally ruined it. Yeah, SOD was really good. Like, don't get me wrong. Definitely really, really good. And I like the idea of like new raids, new dungeons, stuff like that they've added, right? And converting the raids into dungeons, or dungeons to raids. 8-man raids, or 10-man. But yeah, I think they just need to keep 10-man. It's a random ability to select the talents. As such as in full RNG, by the way. Yeah, but I'm assuming like how would Blizzard go about doing it? Because I don't think they would copy it like step by, you know, perfectly. I don't think it would copy it completely perfectly. You know, like housing to Final Fantasy. I took the idea, but kind of find a way to make it their own, sort of. I feel like they would, maybe if they were to do that, how would they go about it? I feel like they would go completely random. You get one where everything is a choice, which is so much more fun, but no one plays it. And a game mode where everything is a choice, which is so much fun, but no one plays it. Wait, what are we on about? What, the Ascension or like so you can pick any ability you want from 9 classes. I kind of like the RNG because it's like, let's see what the game gives me, and it's like, okay, well, let's see if I can make something off of it, right? The randomness allows you to make a build you've never played before and discover new synergies. But like, I feel like that'd be cool if they allowed you to like roll a random builder, roll some kind of like a random spender, have abilities interact with each other a bit better, right? So instead, like if you roll Sinister Strike as your builder, and then eventually you get like Devouring Plague as a dot. Instead of having it consume mana, that consumes column points, and you apply like a melee version of it. Stuff like that, right? So you can make like a Shadow Rogue because you random rolled one. Something like that. You know? I think that'd be cool as hell if they did it in that style. But who knows? Chat! Thank you guys so much for coming by. Thanks so much for watching. I think we'll call it here, boys. I think we will call it here, boys. GG's. GG's. Dear Liz, you guys have a wonderful evening. I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. And also let outside know, I think we call it here. GG's. Yeah, thank you, boys, so much for coming by. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go get a video uploaded really quick because I already had a project ready. I just needed to send it a little bit earlier, but my chiropractor appointment took a lot of time out of me. Also, I hung out on PTR and I played some Brawlers Guild. Shit's really fun. And also you can rank up really quickly. It's actually so much fun. I think they're gonna make fights a little tougher than they are right now, but it's so fun, dude. Holy, what a good piece of content. Thank God it's back. It's gonna suck. The people are gonna have to wait in line and wait in the queue to fight the bosses, but it's so much fun, dude. It's so much fun. I'm sure people will find a way to like get into a specific like phase so you can like be in a separate solo phase and do Brawlers Guild though. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful one. I'll see all of you tomorrow for another set of duels, yeah? Alrighty, boys? Alrighty. Peace.